Here is what this listener sent back. The listener wrote, the wealthy wing of the Democrat Party will lose. Clinton lost. It is over. Barney Frank is a maniac like him. And how many more right behind him? Gays, lesbians, and Black Panthers united to take down the system. Now add in tens of millions of new poor immigrants who want everything free. To get even with the evil white male. You will have drugs legalized, prostitution legalized, borders torn open, homosexuals in the military, free speech gone, hate crimes laws, higher taxes, guns seized, youth continuing to be drugged, free everything for everyone, you name it, all coming and coming literally in the next 4 years if Barack Hussein Obama wins. The imprisonment of political opponents like in Venezuela will not occur yet, not with the current Supreme Court. McCain is an old man who cannot speak about any of this. The losers who write for the newspapers and work on television are pushing Obama even as their own businesses burn to the ground in failure. They do not care. They do not care. They do not care. This is all sad and all true. Obama is so dangerous, writes the listener, and the white liberals are the exact types that will put him in office. The 10% of swing whites that should be voting for McCain but are guilty, drugged out, will be putting their grandchildren into economic and social slavery. And all the white male gays who hate themselves and who will vote for a black man that hates white people. It is so depressing. Now, that's the story that I'm getting. Obama is not a socialist. This is the problem. I was the first one in the major media to start talking about socialism when they were still up to liberalism. Remember, I wrote the book. Liberalism is a Mental Disorder, years ago. And then soon thereafter, many people, caught it, and they were into the whole liberal, and it started to lose its meaning. I had to redefine for you and my audience what we were talking about. We're not talking about liberals. We're talking about socialists. There's a whole spectrum of the left wing, just as there's an entire spectrum of the right wing. I am a moderate conservative, but I've been painted as an extremist by the scum on the left. The fact of the matter is, when I began in radio in 1994, in the first week on radio, I said pointedly that there must be a firewall between conservatism and extreme racism on the right. And I've never crossed that firewall. There is a firewall on the left wing as well that has been breached. That firewall has been breached by the communist wing of the Democrat Party, whose leader is Barack Hussein Obama. Obama is an artful at hiding his true beliefs that you don't even know the danger you are in. As I walk around, as I ride around, as I talk around, and as I look around, I see drugged up lunatics, mainly white people, who don't even know the danger they are in. They have no idea the danger they're in. They have no idea what their children's lives are going to become like in a new communist America. The United Soviet States of America. The United Soviet States of America. The United Soviet States of America. The problem here is that we have a perfect storm that has occurred. And the little ship of state is facing a tidal wave that I do not think it can climb. You have an old man at the helm of the ship of state called McCain. And God bless this old Navy pilot. God bless him. He's gunning his engines as fast as he can. But the little ship of freedom cannot climb that wave of socialism that is about to turn that boat upside down. That is what I said. And the problem is the perfect political storm. Now, what is this perfect political storm? A charismatic communist, Barack Obama, a complicit media, the socialist media, and a Republican candidate who just can't get into third gear. The problem is because the Republicans chose to pull Romney out of the driver's seat. They did it, make no mistake about it. There's no question that if it was Romney versus Obama at this point, Romney would be ahead 10 to 15 points. Romney is a self-made businessman, telegenic, great family, great story, could pull the country out of the recession. At least people would go for him rather than this big-eared Marxist from Chicago who espouses naked communism and gets away with it because the media is on his side. But the reason the Republican bigwigs pulled Romney out of the line of fire is because they sacked the Treasury. They took their balloon payments. They busted out the sporting goods store called the U.S. Treasury. And they understood that they're going to throw this busted economy into the hands of the next president. They certainly don't want to take the fall for what they've done. And so they said to Romney, pull out, let the old man take the flack, let him take the heat, and he'll lose. He'll lose. Obama will win. He'll overreach. The country will react to the redistribution of wealth. They'll react to all of the social extremism that is coming under Obama, and they'll be clamoring in 4 short years for a Republican again, and that will be you, Mr. Romney. So they're in essence putting Romney on the bench for the next election. That's Michael Savage's interpretation of the third part of the perfect storm that is going to launch the first communist revolution in the United States of America. That's one man's opinion. That is one man's opinion. What is your opinion? The phone number here is 1-800-449-8255. I'll have this and many other stories on the Savage Nation. Be here.
The things you'll talk about all day. Armstrong and Getty get you up to speed on them. Morning 6 to 10 on Talk 910 KNEW.
One of the, I think, the tragedies of the civil rights movement was because the civil rights movement became so court-focused. I think that there was a tendency to lose track of the political and community organizing and activities on the ground that are able to put together the actual coalitions of power through which you bring about redistributive change.
Right, and you have street gangs to enforce that redistributive change. Hitler had that through the SA. And, of course, here they will be the Earth Police, armed, of course, and dangerous, of course. But instead of shooting you outright, they'll say, sir, please come with me. Madam, please come with me. It will be a nice sort of fascism. It will be a sensitive sort of fascism that we all fear. Chicago, Illinois, Akbar, welcome to the Savage Nation. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Mr. Savage. Wanted to tell you, first of all, it's a pleasure to talk to you, and I thoroughly enjoy listening to you. Though I do disagree with you on a lot of points, but I enjoy listening to you. I enjoy the Bronx accent. I'm from the Bronx myself. But you know, sticking to the topic, you guys seem to be very petrified of the idea that Barack Obama is going to be president of the United States in a few, you know, about a week now. And I'm a big supporter of Obama. I wasn't a supporter of any president before he began to run, and he kind of, you know, just kind of came on the scene. But like myself, a lot of people are ready for a change, and Obama represents a change in a positive direction. And
well, we know he represents a change, but taking from those who have and giving it to those who do not against their will is against the American system. Now, of course, if you want to live in Venezuela or Cuba, that's what you're going to have. And I think that if I were a have-not, I might be in favor of a communist takeover as well. You understand, though, that it's a change in the direction of this country forever. And that although today you may think you're going to benefit from it, in the long run, no one benefits from a tyrannical system because you will also lose. You don't understand that yet.
But, I mean, as opposed to taking from the poor and giving to the rich, which is what, you know, the rich get the breaks and the poor, we pretty much suffer. So Obama is proposing to do the opposite.
Well, I understand. It's a perfect storm. You have the Bush gangsters who melted down Wall Street. You have a Republican campaigner who's not really running a very good campaign. And then you have a charismatic Obama who's hiding his Marxist roots and philosophies. But make no mistake about it, no man benefits from a totalitarian system. A man like you, Akbar, might cheer the arrival of an Obama, but in short time, you will find out that your life is also constrained by the new socialist/communist system. You will not have freedom of speech. If at any point you were to say, wait a minute, that's wrong, you would be pointed out by your neighbors. You might disappear and go into a work camp. This is what has gone on in the Soviet Union. It's gone on in Castro's Cuba. It went on in Pol Pot's Cambodia. And you say, that's too far-fetched. It can't happen here. Well, I would say that if Obama could get this far, even though he's a naked Marxist, it could happen here, Akbar. You're not alone, though. You're not alone in that millions of white liberals who themselves have money are literally throwing themselves at the feet of this man, digging their own graves, but they don't understand it. Thanks for the call.